As always, I'm your host, Ryan Zicast, and today I'm joined by law student Karoline Walsh.
Yes. Hi. What's up?
What's up? I'd like to shout out episode 31 guest Chen for technical directing once again. So Karoline, I think you know what I do here. I interview people, I get to know them better, and I'm excited to learn more about you. So how about you kick things off and just tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah. So I'm a freshman here at Quinnipiac. I'm in the 3+3 law program. I'm a criminal justice major, a journalism minor. Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's kind of the gist.
And where are you from?
Colorado.
Colorado, which
yes.
you will be going back to
yes.
by the time this episode drops.
Yes.
So I'm curious as to, like, you bring up criminal justice journalism. What led you into wanting to study criminal justice?
Well, I was really always interested in, like, true crime. Like, I started to really get interested in that in, like, 2020-ish, I think. And then I got into, like, the law portion of it and, like, started to think about, like, policy. And then I got really into politics also. And so I think that all kind of combined to, like, start, making me think about that, like, topic in general. So, yeah.
Interesting. So journalism is kind of where the politics interest comes into play?
Yeah.
And do you see, like, an overlap with the two of them?
Yeah. What I hope to do, like, if I could, like, combine everything in the future, is to, like, have some sort of news segment where I'm, like, basically, like, providing, like, legal, like, expertise, but, like, on, like, specifically criminal justice.
Interesting.
So then I'm kind of combining, like, the journalism piece as well as, like, the criminal justice, all that. So
like, going on, like, a news show, for example, or a podcast.
So true. Yes, exactly.
So do you think you'd want to create content in that sense?
Yes. I mean, I would love to do something where I'm, like, have some sort of platform. I think that would be really cool. I don't know what that would entail, but yeah, something along the lines of, like, either writing or podcasting or anything like that. Yeah.
Interesting. So you'd be brought in as, like, the expert and then give your 2 cents. But I'm curious, like, studying law, I'm sure that there's a lot of difficulties with that. What would you say is, like, the toughest moment studying law so far, and, like, how did you overcome that?
The toughest moment, honestly, I think it's, like, memorizing court cases, like going through and memorizing all the Supreme Court cases and, like, what they like the impact that they had on each thing, because there's just so many, and, like, you have to remember, like, each name of like, this person versus this person. So I think memorizing that in a lot of my classes, and then also just, like, understanding like how law applies to, like, specific topics, and, like, seeing all the, like, nuance, and, like, you can understand, like, both sides of the story, so yeah. I think that. And
then, of course, I feel like this kind of brings us back to the journalism aspect as well, because a journalist would really approach the more empathetic side, and you'd think the law would approach the more black and white side. Is that something you've noticed?
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually just wrote a paper on something similar to this, just about how like, media can portray crime very differently. And I also took a crime and society class last semester, and they talked a lot about, like, media bias. And I think that's definitely an issue and, like, it's something that you see being an issue throughout, like, the justice system, because the more that the media portrays something as, like, not encompassing entirely what happened, or, like, nitpicking, like, certain parts to make it seem like this is what really happened, then like, the whole public perception of the crime is changed. And then that's what leads people to get really emotional about stuff, instead of, like, really focusing on what would actually be the most, like, effective way to, like, punish someone. So, like, you know what I mean? So, like, if someone committed a crime, then the media didn't tell their whole story, or, like, painted it out to be this or that, people are going to get really emotional and be like, all right, lock him up for the rest of his life, that kind of thing. But there's so many more, like, ways of approaching, like, effectiveness, because, like, we found that, like, longer prison sentences don't, like, actually reduce, like, the way people commit crimes. Like, I don't know, it's interesting.
And any, like, specific examples of court cases that really stand out to you?
Honestly, this one's kind of basic, but Roe versus Wade, I think, was a really important one to me. Also just because I am into, like, politics, and, like, especially, like, feminist politics. I think that's really interesting. And then, of course, when it got overturned, Dobbs v. Jackson's Women's Health. So, I think those two especially because like one's more contemporary. I think those really stand out to me.
Yeah, I mean, that was like the court case that was all over the news and all over discussions.
Yeah.
So that would make sense of that. Like, that, and then it kind of approaches all the angles that you're interested in. Because when I'm thinking about it, it's kind of OP to be in the criminal justice and in journalism, because it's kind of like the ways that they both intertwine. And I'm curious if you have any role models in law or in journalism that have really influenced you.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, going back to Roe versus Wade, honestly, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a really big influence to me. Elle Woods for Legally Blonde.
That's not the first time I've heard that from a law student.
It's just like, it's just like a canon event. Like, you watch it and then you're like, that's it. Like, that's what I'm supposed to be.
That's literally me.
Yeah, that's literally going to be me. Who else? Honestly, I just have a lot of family friends who practice law and like, I don't know, anyone that I look up to that also like is in the field, especially if they're like a woman, because like I feel like you don't see that a whole lot. So yeah, I feel like that those people influence me the most.
Awesome. And where's kind of your end goal with studying law, to be arguing these cases? Yeah,
so as much as I would love to do like criminal law, there's like, I would like to do it for a short bit of time, but not for like my entire life. Mainly because there's just so much work you put into it, and like I don't know, there's not a whole lot of reward for like what you're putting in. Especially like public defender, like you make
that's
shit.
tough
like
work.
and it's just so much of your life you're putting into that. But my end goal is probably, okay, so I have like 2 routes that I want to take.
Okay.
I either want to go and do like approach more the criminal side of it, and then a job that really like interests me is inspector general, but you have to be basically like selected for that. You can't like apply to be inspector general, since it's like a state position. And or like federal, but so that's like one side of it. And then another side is, honestly, like I was saying before, like the news route would be really cool. Or something in like immigration law or international law. I don't know. There's so many routes you can take with law, and I'm hoping to figure it out when I'm like in the weeds of law school and like actually studying the different types. But yeah.
And you have a lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be crazy to take that like kind of news expert angle when you have like crazy aura, when you're super experienced.
Exactly, right? Because then I can like come across as super smart and like know all my shit. Like I feel like that would be cool.
Like, well, actually, I know.
Actually.
Yeah. And I want to take you back, because you mentioned like with criminal justice that it's not always the most rewarding. Do you mean that in the sense of like what you also mentioned, like with a public defender, or just like the job in general isn't crazy rewarding?
I think the job in general would be like fulfilling in the sense of like, you know, if you're arguing for someone's case and you get to them like the justice they deserve, you know what I mean? Like that would be really rewarding. Honestly, though, just in terms of like money, like criminal justice attorneys don't really make a lot of money, and like public defenders make like nothing. Like, which I hate to say, like that's not like the biggest factor in deciding what I want to do, but it does, like, for the amount of time it like takes up, and also like the investment of law school. I feel like I want something that's gonna like be a good return on investment, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's also like, I feel like the odds are just like stacked against you as a public defender.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a stigma like, oh, it's a public defender.
Yeah, people hate you.
Yeah. People hate you. They're kind of, because they're like, you have to like settle for them, so to speak, and then you have to argue this case. So it's tough work, but I feel like it's noble work.
Yeah.
You'd say.
Yeah, I think it also has a bad rep a lot of the time, because like there are a lot of circumstances where you are defending actually like guilty people. And so again, and this was going back to what I said earlier, like if people don't understand the full, like every aspect of the case, and you might not understand why, but like if I just look at someone and I'm like, yeah, you're defending like a murderer, like I'm not gonna fuck with you, like like that's crazy. So yeah, I don't know.
That's where you draw the line.
That's not where I draw the no. That's just like, well, because I don't think you're allowed to like actually ask. You are allowed to ask the person if they did it, but like I don't think most lawyers do, because you're trying to keep like a really neutral point of view. But like that would suck if like I did figure that out and I was like, damn, that looks bad for me.
Hit you with the OJ if I did it.
literally.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, Better Call Walsh.
Yeah. Oh my God, bro, I love that show so much. He's actually my role model.
He's your role model?
Yeah, Saul Goodman.
Yeah, Saul Goodman is your
That's the role model right there.
yeah, true ethics.
Yeah,
from
literally.
Saul Goodman.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I was going to bring up, you're very like Kim Wexler.
Really?
In a sense, yeah.
That's so fire.
As I'm realizing. So Better Call Saul. So how accurate is Better Call Saul from your experience?
Well, obviously, I mean, none of what he does, or majority of what he does, doesn't actually align with the law. So I wouldn't say it's super, like, on point with what you're supposed to be doing. But, like, I don't know. I appreciate the fact that he's kind of, like, he starts out as, like, a nobody and is just kind of, like, you know, getting these random cases to make, like, enough money to, like, get through, like, the month or whatever. And, like, again, I feel like that's pretty accurate for a public defense attorney. Like, you're just, you know, trying to take what you can to, like, build up a reputation. So, yeah. And then, of course, he goes into, like, private practice and whatnot. But, yeah.
Yeah, inspiring.
Very, really, truly, yeah.
Inspiring. And then you have, like, Law and Order. Is that ever up your alley?
I've never seen Law and Order.
Really?
I've been told to watch it so many times, but I've not yet seen it. But I need to. Yeah.
Yeah, you could watch, like, Ted. They watch it in Ted.
In Ted? What's that?
Ted, like, the movie, the teddy bear?
Oh, Ted the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that movie. Yeah. I was like, wait, what's Ted?
Who's Ted?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm also curious, like, since you brought up, like Roe v. Wade, for example, if you could argue any case in history, what would it be?
Honestly, Dobbs v. Jackson. Like, I feel like because Roe v. Wade was, it wasn't about abortion. It was about, like, the woman's right to privacy, which then, like, basically constitutionally, like, said that a woman could have an abortion, like, at least in the first trimester, because, like, the government isn't supposed to be like interfering with privacy like that. And then the Dobbs v. Jackson in 2021, I think it was, I don't remember when it was, 2022, but that was actually focused on, like, like the constitutional right to basically, like, bodily autonomy and like abortion. So I feel like that would be, like, if I could obviously, like, oppose the position that they were fighting against, like, I feel like that would be, like, if I could, like, rule on that, like, be, like, a Supreme Court justice in that case, I feel like that would be really cool.
Fascinating. So you'll be there for the next big case.
Yes.
To argue it.
That'll be me.
Lead us into the future.
Yeah.
But to lead us back into the past, you actually acted in a short film that's been mentioned on the show a lot, Tragic Times for Mr. Comedy, which is where we met. You played Stacy.
Yes.
And then you were a trooper. So how about you tell us about your experience with that and then what that meant to you?
Yeah, that was really fun. Okay, so I've only done, like, theater throughout my life. I've done, like, a couple of shows, but I haven't really been, like, consistent with it. But I was in, like, I auditioned for the play here and I got in, but then, like, things all got mixed up, so then I had to drop out of it. And so then I was like, okay, I want to do, like, something related to acting by the end of the year. And then I saw, like, the Instagram post for that and I was like, okay, fuck it, like, let's try, let's see. And I've never obviously, like, been on a short film or, like, in front of a camera or anything, so that was really cool. And then, yeah, like, I don't know, it felt so professional, like, with all the, like, I don't know, like, it just felt like actually, like, real, like, I mean, it is real making a movie, but, like, I don't know, it wasn't just, like, filming with, like, an iPhone, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, there's all the, like, everyone's saying, like, cut, and there's, like, all the extras and, like, the mics and everything, so yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, beyond, like, a student film with, like, 2 people, and this is, like, a whole set.
Exactly.
And you're able to be there playing Stacy.
Yes.
And any specific moments or anything from set that stands out to you?
I think the club scene was really fun. Just because it actually, like, kind of felt like you were in a club, like, even though there wasn't that many of us, like, just, like, the lighting and, like, everything, and I don't know, I'm really excited to see how that part turns out. And then also, like, at the end when we're, like, on the stage and, like, being in front of, like, all the extras, like, that was really fun too, because it felt like you're actually, like, performing in front of you know, an audience of people. So yeah, I don't know, it was all really fun though. We brought vanity to the exactly
theater.
You can't take the vanity out of the girl. Yeah, literally.
Vanity is a nightclub for those who don't know.
Yes.
And it's and that's some of the scenes we were creating, because we had scenes in a nightclub, we had scenes in a theater. So Karoline, we got into your studies, we got into your acting work, but now let's get in more into, like, personal stuff, and, like, what are some things people might not know about you, like fun facts?
a fun fact about me is that like when I was younger, up until like middle school, I was like a horse girl, like because I lived across from a farm.
So it's natural.
Yeah, of course. So it was just like that was just the pipeline, and so I used to ride horses when I was younger, and then that became like a thing to make fun of people for. And then in middle school, I got like everyone was like, "What the fuck?" So then I stopped doing that. But no, like yeah, I feel like if people met me, they wouldn't think that I like grew up next to like a farm and like I was very like country when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah, like I wanted to like live in Texas and like I don't know, like live in the desert. Like
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a complete 180 of my personality. But
could you see that in the future for yourself, or are you
No, absolutely not.
Would you say are you like a city person now? Would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like big city. Like I feel like I couldn't see myself living in like New York City long term.
Yeah.
But definitely like somewhere where there's things happening and like a lot of people. I feel like would be cool.
What do you think helped like transition you from?
I honestly, I have like no clue. I think I did really like fall in love with New York City because I've been coming to New York like a lot throughout my childhood because my grandparents live in Long Island, and then we would start like going to the city with them more often, and then of course like since I came here I started going a lot more often last semester, and like I don't know, there's just such an appeal to like I love like people watching, and so I think it's really cool, and like all the different types of people that are in like, and I went to Boston also over spring break, and like all the types of people that are like come to one place I think is really cool. And it's just very different from what I grew up with. So yeah,
rural Colorado.
Yes,
interesting.
Yep.
And Boulders, of course, because which is where you'll be going, which is where the Sundance Film Festival will be heading to. So I'm jealous.
Yeah, I know.
You'll be right there.
I'm very excited. Boulder's such a cool town too. Like, I've never been to Sundance, but like I've been in Utah, like where it takes place. And I'm honestly really glad they moved it because Boulder's way cooler. And I'm gonna be really excited. I think Colorado's on the rise.
On the rise, yeah. Because that's interesting. Because a lot of people, at first the reaction was a lot of people being upset just because Sundance has been in Park City forever.
Right.
But then I heard like a lot of positive things about Boulder and that it's kind of like Park City but a little larger. Is that true? Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's so pretty too because you have like the Flatirons, like those like mountains that are like right like against it, and then it's also like a college town, of course.
Okay.
And so I don't know. It's just like. It's a very like niche little area of Colorado. It has like a lot of bad reputation if you live in Colorado.
Really?
Because it's like all the like rich woke people live there. Okay. But I love it though. I think it's so cute. Like I think it's gonna be really cool to have Sundance there.
Yeah. I guess it will be put to the test.
Yes.
And 2027 when it's there. Mm-hmm. So of course you love studying law. I hope you love studying law.
Yes.
So what's one thing you love and one thing you strongly dislike?
Does it have to be about law?
Oh, it could be about anything in general.
About anything. I really dislike claymation.
Claymation?
Yes. Like the movie style.
Okay. That's an interesting one.
I have like a really strong hate for it. When I was younger, I watched Chicken Run. Have you guys seen that movie? Yeah. I was like terrified of that. I watched Chicken Run and I watched Karoline, and those were the first two like intros I had to claymation. And Karoline freaked me the fuck out. And because it's like advertised as like a kids movie, and so I watched it when I was like 8 years old or whatever when it came out, and I was like traumatized. Like I think it's still even like a creepy movie now, but I like really appreciate claymation because like it is a lot of work, and I appreciate the art style, but it just like freaks me out. I can't like watch it. Like it weirds me out. I don't know.
I get what you mean.
It's just like odd.
Like Uncanny Valley a little bit kind of thing.
Yeah. It's just weird like that.
You're the first person to ever choose an animation style for that question.
Yeah.
So we're still getting new things on here.
Okay, thank God. But, something I like.
Yeah.
Something I like. I like a lot of things. I like photography a lot. I have a lot of hobbies, but I don't actually like get super good at any of them. I just get like decent at them. So like I play like instruments, like I play like, guitar and like a little bit of piano, but like I don't actually like get super good at one specific thing. I just like kind of dabble in a lot of different stuff. So I don't know. I like a lot of different things.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yep,
yes,
exactly.
there's something to be told about that though. There's a lot to experience in life.
So true. Yeah. I don't know. I can't ever like put all my effort into one thing because then like something else comes up and I'm like, oh, that seems interesting. So then I'll go and like try something else. But yeah.
And who knows what you'll try next?
Exactly. It's an ever running mystery. Yeah.
Real.
Yes.
And speaking of next, what are some of your hopes and dreams professionally or in general?
Hopes and dreams. Obviously, actress in a blockbuster movie. Oscars. That's like dream. But like no, let's see. Actual hopes and dreams, make it through law school, make it to law school would be sick. I don't know, be able to like have an impact on people, I think would be pretty cool. Like make some like policy changes in the United States, I think would be really cool. Yeah, I don't know, I want to have like some sort of impact on everything. Like some sort of like some sort of like big impact on something. I just don't know what that is yet, but yeah, people's lives, save the world, something like that. Yeah.
Something along those lines. Or somewhere in between.
Yeah, somewhere in between would be fine, I guess.
Yeah. So you brought up Karoline and Chicken Run, some of your not favorite movies, but what are some of your favorite movies?
Some of my favorite movies. The first one I could think of is Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah.
I love that movie. When I first watched that in 2020, I watched it like the first night I watched it. After that, for 2 weeks straight, I watched it every single night.
Really?
Yeah, that's like my absolute favorite movie. Like I literally would watch on repeat for like 14 days straight. Let's see. I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah. Tarantino.
That's a very Karoline movie.
Is it? I really love that movie. I have like a tradition of watching that like every summer. Dazed and Confused.
That's another very Karoline movie.
I love that movie. What else? Kind of like basic film bro moment, but like Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I like a lot of movies, but those are probably the ones. Oh, Truman Show.
The Truman Show?
Yeah. I really like that one too.
Yeah. It's giving film major.
Is it giving film major? Yeah, I'm not a film major, but unfortunately, I guess it's giving film major.
Yeah. Tragic.
Yeah, tragic.
So, Karoline, I think this brings us to the end of Walsh v. Ziax on this very fun episode of the Zicast. So before we go, do you have any motivational words or plugs or anything you want to leave the audience with?
Sign up for random shit in college because it ends up being really fun. Yeah.
That's true. That's real.
Like just do something completely random that you did not think you would ever do. And just like a podcast.
Exactly.
Something like this. Yeah.
That's some great advice.
That's what I gotta say, yeah.
That's led a lot of people very far. And I appreciate you coming on, Karoline. It was great getting to work with you on the movie. Yeah. Great getting to learn about the things you study and the impacts you want to make. And yeah, you're just always fun to be around. Thanks. Good vibes.
Yeah.
And I wish you the best at your next school. Yeah, and I'm excited to see all the things you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Wish you the best too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And as always, this is Ryan Ziax with the Zicast, where everyone has a story. Signing off. Thank you so much for watching.